Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a fucking story time called Why Not Madness. It's about this time I went to a music festival. If anyone's from the UK, you'll probably know what the fuck's about to go down, but if not, hope you guys enjoy. Day one of Why Not, we were drinking THC lean in the car. My friends, John, fucking Liam and Ben, we were just drinking it, vibing. THC lean, if anyone doesn't know, is just a syrup version of edibles. It's pretty fucking mad. It was about 1,000 mg in the bottle we had, and we're drinking it. And we got to the gates. I finished the bottle and I gave it to one of the security guards at the gate, which we found pretty funny. And then went in because the bottle was finished anyway. But we go through, didn't have any problems. We didn't bring any drugs in. We've been good little boys. To anyone that fucking doesn't have a testing kit, get one, because that is essential to the story. So we find a few of our mates that we knew at the festival, and I pull out this bottle of, juicing vodka. It's about half summer fruits, half vodka, and it's about a litre bottle. So we were passing around, having a couple of drinks, then my friend John comes over, we call him John, and he downs about half to 3/4 of this bottle. And then he was just a bit drunk and we managed to put the tent up, and there was this free chicken nuggets stall. So he decided to go over it, just a couple of us. And then when we came back, fucking John was just dead on the floor, and apparently people were walking past and teabagging him and going, all the girls were going mood and shit like that, fucking white girl shit. But yeah, anyway, this woman comes over. Her name was Lisa, I think. I can't really remember. If that is her name, fuck it, I'm sorry. But she was named the Camp Grandma, and she took very good care of our friend John. He was just fucking vibing on the floor, absolutely passed out, barely speak. So I decided to go off and try and find us drugs, like a little sesh gremlin I am. And I found this guy's number through a couple of friends of friends who was on the campsite, and I go meet him by one of these burger stalls and take him back to this big, 10 to 15 man tent we had. And he comes inside, we do our fucking illicit buying of narcotics, cocaine in this particular circumstance. Not my favourite drug of all time, but it's alright. And then one of the girls that we were camping with looks at the guy and goes, "Can we have your flower crown?" Because he was trying to remain undetectable by wearing hippie clothing, hoping that none of the guards would notice that he's a drug dealer. And then he loses a game of on Sonic, I believe it's 1-10, and we win his flower crown. Doesn't come up in the rest of the story, I don't believe, but we had his fucking flower crown for the rest of the festival. And then I go decide I need to go have a piss, so I go to the toilets that are nearest to ours, and there's one of these guys that I used to play rugby with, sat on the floor staring at his tent, surrounded by a sea of empty beer cans, probably 50 to 100 beer cans just surrounding him, and he's staring at this tent, and he goes up to me and he's like, "Fire." Well, says my actual name, but he's like, "Fire, look at the tent, brother, look at the tent, and remember the tent." I was like, "You're right, bud," and he was like, yeah, remember the tent. I was like, "Alright," so I give him a fucking pat on the head and go have my shit or piss or whatever the fuck I was going to go do. And I get back to my tent, I think nothing of it, and just go back to fucking raving, spend the entire day just getting absolutely fucking mashed in a mosh pit, just going absolute ham. I was snorting shit tons of coke, drinking a shit ton. It was a very good time. Don't mix coke and alcohol, it's very naughty, but, so it's alright. if you're under 18, don't do fucking drugs. I'm a retard. Buy a testing kit if you're over the age of 18, because they're very fucking useful. Especially looking at you motherfuckers from the UK over there, because I know barely any of you motherfuckers have them. So go buy a fucking testing quid. They're like 15 to 20 quid, and they'll last you basically a fucking year, and you won't die because you'll know what's in it. Anyway, so we get back from raving about half 9 at night, I'm going to say, and we're all chilling and doing a bit of coke. And then this fucking none but fucking Lisa comes back, the camp grandma, and then me, my friend Ben and Liam are up, and then we all take a little fucking bump of MD, which is pretty nice. Sent us with a gurney person. It was nice, vibing, you know. Went to sleep, and that's the end of day 1. I'll come back to you with day 2 tomorrow. And hope you're enjoying. Hello, it's by Hayes again. It's day 2 of the Why Not Madness story. I don't know if it's going to be in chronological order or not, but fuck it. So I wake up in the morning of day 2 and I feel like playing a trick on my mate. He had a cup of coffee in the morning. Well, my other friend did, but I was like, oh, could I borrow the coffee? And it's like, yeah, sure. So pour about 2 or 3 shots worth of vodka into his coffee, and then give it to my mate as soon as he wakes up. He drinks it and he's like, oh, the fuck, and then have a little laugh, and then me and my friend Ben start to walk towards the toilets, and then it's in the opposite direction of Josh's tent, so it's like to the left rather than the right. Anyway, so as we're walking towards these toilets, this fucking guy in like black speedos and a gimp mask crawls out of his tent towards me and my friend, and pretty fast. Like the only thing I can compare it to is like I don't know, like like the crawler zombies off Kino, if anyone knows what they are. I've probably put a picture if not, but if you don't, fuck you, I guess. And then we start fucking around. We meet up with this girl called Alex. She's very, very, very good looking. Probably one of the most good looking girls I've ever met. Anyway, so we're just fucking around, walking about trying to find some drugs, you know, because all we had was coke. It's a bit of shit. Because coke isn't a good drug, expensive, and it fucking lasts basically no time. Anyway, we're just walking out screaming the Shrek theme tune. Yeah, of course. Somebody once told me the world is... You know, of course you do. It's fucking... it's a Shrek theme tune. Who doesn't know that? Anyway, so we're just raving and shit in mosh pits, and then we find Josh, and he's in the mosh pit and he's gurning, and he looks a bit like out of it, so me and Alex go get him some water out of the mosh pit, and we had to leave our friends, so we get back into the centre of the mosh pit, and I hold on to this man. So he's not wearing a t-shirt and he's not wearing anything, and I keep him for the entire set so we can leave together, so he can go take us to where the drugs are, thank the Lord. Anyway, so set finishes, my friend's like, holy shit, we kept him for the entire set. I was like, yeah, I know, fucking pro gamer move, I know. And then we go back to our tent. My friend Ben starts getting off with Alex, so me and Liam go for drinks with Josh in his tent. We go over shit tons of beers around his tent. Anyway, it's like 50 to 100 beer cans, just a sea of them around this tent, Josh's tent. Anyway, we get in his small tent and he pulls out this bottle of gin. It's about half full, and we're like, okay. So he's like, oh, just start capping it, and we're like, oh, bet. So you just start drinking it, and we get about halfway through this half, which is about a quarter's worth, and he goes, oh yeah, it's absinthe, by the way, boys. And I'm like, oh. So we finished the bottle, and I was only slightly drunk before I finished the bottle, and then I was as plastic as we were walking out. Sorry, I'm a bit fucking high, boys. Had a little bong rip before I started this. Anyway, so we start walking to the drum and bass tent, and we're just speaking to fucking Speaking to Josh, he's telling us stories about his occupation. I won't disclose it because, I don't know, probably ban if I do, but anyway. We get to the drum bass tent, everyone knows Josh, so we get to that and they're like, Josh! And we're like, what the fuck? Like, me and my friend, me and my friend Liam were a bit confused. So we go up to this big Asian Donny and we buy some pills off him, one each. Like the fucking retard I am, I forgot to bring my testing kit, but for all you motherfuckers in the UK that don't have one, get one. They can save lives and they're only like 10 quid and they'll last you basically a year. They're really good. It'd be retarded not to get one. Anyway. So we take one each. These are the pills from earlier that I was telling about in day one, where the guy was staring at the tent, or Josh was staring at the tent. And then we start to walk back to the tent. Well, no, before that we get a photo with random girls in this drum and bass tent. Still have no idea what their names are, who they are. But so me and Liam are just walking back. We're feeling quite good, feeling a little more extra than we were before, if you get my drift. And we get back to the tent, and then I'm like, oh, go get some water, because forward thinking, motherfucker like myself. So I go to this water point, and I'm starting to feel the effects of the MD a lot more. And these completely unpressed pills like the one in the like thumbnail, and then I shout as I get there, who's on MD? And then I get a couple of shouts back while I'm at this like water station. It's like, you just twist a tap and then pour out some water into a bowl. And then I ran back, I was having a great time, and then my heart's beating really fast, so I decided to sit in a camp chair, and then I'm looking out, down towards the like main like stage and stuff, and like all the other tents, and heart's beating pretty fast. And every time the rain hits the floor, it lights up, and I'm like, what the fuck? So I'm like, oh, this isn't normal. So I drop into the tent that my friend Liam and this girl called Sarah were in there. Sorry, I had to just check what I changed the name to, so I don't fucking like doxer. Anyway, so I get into this tent, and then I go into this dream state. It was rather odd. It was like a film over the reality that was ours. And it was like, kind of like when you dream, and you're around a table, and there were people with masks on, and they were like wooden and carved, and they were animals. I thought it was a bit weird, but I was quite a ballsy motherfucker at that point, so I was taking quite a few drugs, so I was used to having more weird experiences, if you will. And then I completely pass out at that point. Like, I just wasn't saying anything or responding, but I was like, just like asleep, I guess is the best way to describe it, like passed out, anyway. So I looked to the person on my left in this dream. They have I believe it was a like bunny, like a, I don't know, like a rabbit mask on, and I looked to them and we're apparently getting cards. I believe it was blackjack, but I can't really remember. It doesn't really matter that much. Anyway, so I looked to the person on my left and like, do you have any jacks? And then out of nowhere, Josh goes, like, I've been completely silent through the entirety of this, goes, no mate, I don't have any jacks while gurning. And Sarah confirmed this, and she was sober, she was just drinking, she doesn't take any other drugs except alcohol. Maybe coke, I can't really remember, I was pretty fucked up that weekend. Anyway, and then I wake up from this, and I'm like, what the fuck, and I look to Josh, and I'm like, the fuck happened? And he was like, I have no idea. Someone say something about jacks. I've just been passed out, and I was in this like really big like 30-person tent with these guys with like tattoos all over their necks and shit, and like there was this couple and there was this guy in a hammock, and I was like, what the fuck? And he experienced something similar to me, and here's where all this shit gets real spooky. My friend took some pink Heisenberg pills while he was at the exact same festival. We didn't know each other were there until after the fact, because I was mentioning the story, and I was like, what the fuck? Saw masks as well. He saw while they were smoking, they saw this mask on somebody's face, and he tried to grab it off. I can't